Heath is on the bench this afternoon. So about to get underway at Kingsmeadow, but first the players will kneel in solidarity of inclusion and the Black Lives Matters movement. FAWSL so inclusive and tighter than ever on the field as Chelsea get us underway at Kingsmeadow. It is the champions against the league leaders, and earlier Manchester City thrashed Aston Villa by 7 goals to 0. So they move up to 4th in the table, and City was 6-0 up at half-time. Ben Jacobs with you on a warm, surprisingly so, afternoon at Kingsmeadow in London. No fans, sadly, despite the fact that many Chelsea supporters were hopeful towards the back end of last year that they would be able to come back, but due to lockdown in the United Kingdom under COVID protocol, this is behind closed doors as United try and break down the left-hand side. Galton couldn't get onto the ball, but United will press from the front and try and force as many errors as they can. That's been a trademark of Casey Stoney's tactics. And Stoney in particular will be hoping to get one over her former club, having played for Chelsea and also been player-manager briefly as well between February and June, back in 2009 after Steve Jones left the club. Emma Hayes, meanwhile, veteran manager, even though she is only 44, an MBE. Someone that unfortunately has had COVID-19 as well, that has now recovered and takes her place on the dugout as Galton picks it up for Manchester United. Harder tracking back. Press trying to make a nuisance of herself. Kristen Press with just 1 goal in the FAWSL so far this season. That came in a 4-2 victory over West Ham United. Hansen can prod the ball into Press after the error there, and Manchester United sniffing a bit of danger. Chelsea starting with a few jitters, but G and now Eriksson can clear the lines for the home side. United looking to start with impetus and hunger. Casey Stoney spoke of the 2-2 derby draw against Manchester City, where United didn't start well. They played too deep. They didn't press in the final third, and City, as a result, had the ascendancy in that game, and then United battled back. But here's Kerr for Chelsea with space to pull the trigger, and she just couldn't squeeze it into the corner. She'll be disappointed in the end with that finish. Mary Earps, though, standing tall and just about making the stop. Just shows you how dangerous, though, Chelsea are on the counter-attack out of absolutely nothing. But Kerr did so well to muster the space. And she actually had a fair bit of time on her right foot as well. And all she had to do was get a slightly better angle and force that into the far corner. But in the end, the shot was just a little bit too close to Earps, who makes a very solid save. And then there was Amy Turner to complete the clearance for Manchester United. Golden opportunity for the home side. Just 3 minutes gone. On the one hand, with all of the attacking talent on show, you would assume there'd be goals in this game, yet by the same token, 2 very strong defensive teams as well. Here's Kerr again, and Earps is a little bit out of position here, and Kerr realised that, hit it first time, not quite as cleanly as she would have liked. Can't quite catch the visiting goalkeeper out at her near post. Kirby was the creator on that occasion. Kerr stayed onside. Turner did well to use her pace just to give Kerr an extra thing to think about in her peripheral vision. But Kerr, again, much like the other chance, will be a little bit disappointed not to have done better on that occasion and at least hit the target. That's what Emma Hayes thinks of it, gritting her teeth. She knows how important the first goal might be in this box office matchup. Press through the line, no flag, Christian press. Now there is a late whistle, a very, very late whistle. And at first glance, it looks like the assistant on the near side did eventually make the right call. Press with a real opportunity, especially in Heath's absence. Will be interesting to see whether Heath comes on or whether she is just listed for numbers but has picked up some kind of knock, because as I said earlier, she didn't warm up in the build-up to this one, and a lot of eyebrows raised when she wasn't in the starting 11. To reiterate, if you missed the team news, Heath was originally not included on the official team sheet, but Manchester United have confirmed that she is on the bench this afternoon. Whether that is just a token, as I say, to make up the numbers, or she'll be actively warming up during the game, we wait and see. Casey Stoney, though, going with press. Hansen's come into the side, and Hayley Ladd, who often starts restored to the starting 11, having not featured in the 6-1 victory over Bristol City. An entertaining start so far. And here's Toon out wide, not too many options in the area. She'll have a second opportunity to cross, though. That's a more dangerous delivery. It might fall to Hansen. Toon stops the ball dead well. Chelsea defending tightly, but Toon has found a bit more space here. Hansen up against G. Hansen thinks she's won the corner. Looks like it's actually rolled out for a throw-in, though. Onabatier penalised for a foul throw. The referee is Rebecca Welsh. These two sides met in the season opener. Sam Kerr scored a first-half goal, only for Leah Galton to equalise just 11 minutes from time. And as I said when we ran through the teams, the other two meetings have both entailed Maren Mjelde being the heroine. Chelsea won 1-0 at United in January 2020 in the FA League Cup semi-final. He went on to beat Arsenal and lift that trophy. And Chelsea beat United 1-0 last season at Kings Meadow. That was November 2019, and Mjelde scored a second-half penalty. So matchups between these two sides, even though they don't have too much history, have tended to be on the tight side, but it has been an opening start full of free-flowing counter-attacking football. And here's G. Made out to Kirby on the edge of the area. She's pickpocketed by Kirsty Smith, who's on the ball again now. Can't force it up to Grunen because G is there. Harder. Well-weighted ball to G, who cuts it back into a dangerous area. It almost finds Kirby. Harder now. Kerr had to make sure if that ball fell to her, she stayed onside. Hansen should be able to turn away now and storm down the right-hand side, but she runs the ball out of play. And almost straight into the visiting boss, Casey Stoney. A reminder earlier, Manchester City beat Aston Villa 7-0. They were 6-0 up at half-time. Lauren Hemp scored 2 goals in that game. Everton are currently up against Bristol City. They lead by 4-0. Izzy Christiansen has a brace. Bit of a surprise at the Medeski, where Reading took an early lead against Arsenal, but that game is now 1-1. 40 minutes gone. And approaching half-time between Birmingham and Brighton, 0-0 at the moment. The late kick-off is West Ham against Tottenham. All of the games are available live on FA Player. As Lurpols tries to angle the ball in. Bright for Chelsea. Berger happy to take her time and then go short to Eriksson, one of those 4 Chelsea changes. Eriksson making her 13th appearance in all competitions. Cuthbert now spreads an incisive ball to the right-hand side. Kirby was looking to run into the box. Instead, it's with Harder. Brunen intercepts with Cuthbert trying to complete an attack that she started. Here's Hayley Ladd. Just mishit that, but it's proved quite a useful ball in central midfield. Kerr and Cuthbert combine brilliantly. What a ball back to Kerr, who unselfishly tried to lay that across the face of goal to Kirby when perhaps she could have gone alone. Now here's Harder. G. Harder again. Wonderful, intricate build-up play. Nearly fell to G. Manchester United being pushed back deeper and deeper. But they are defending robustly at the moment as Chelsea start to get a bit of a foothold and some ascendancy in the game. And that should be a free kick on the near side. Kerr, the player, floored. She did look fractionally offside from that angle. But it is a free kick to Chelsea, so Manchester United may feel a bit aggrieved if a goal comes from this free kick. Eriksson is forwards at the back post. Harder is there as well. Kerr, who won the free kick, as you can see, making her way into the box. Anderson, one of 2 players standing over the ball. Chelsea have had 2 golden opportunities through Kerr. Can they make it third time lucky? In it goes to the back post, almost onto the head of the captain Eriksson. United just happy to hoof the ball clear, but everybody was back for that free kick. Brunen, the furthest player forward, and as a result, the clearance straight back to Ann-Katrin Berger. Whereas in the opening 5 minutes or so, we saw a lot of pressure by Manchester United's forwards on those Chelsea defenders. At the moment, the visitors just being pushed back a little bit as Chelsea start to find their feet and a little bit of flow. 2 teams that love to dominate possession and play one-touch football, and so much movement as well. As Fran Kirby, what a run this is into the area to Kerr, who shows good balance as well, and then just tries to force the ball, which was stuck under her feet, into the far corner. She's adamant it took a deflection, and that should be a corner kick to the champions. Doesn't look like the officials agree. Kirby's acceleration, though, to zip past Ladd was sensational. Millie Turner slipped, which gave Kerr the opportunity. Doesn't look like it did take a deflection. Kerr looked a little bit baffled, but it's a goal kick to Manchester United. Toon challenging for that ball in the air. G, though, firmly shrugged off the ball, but no whistle. Groenen gives it away. Kerr will play a 1-2. Sam Kerr, third time lucky. She's missed again. Unbelievable. That's probably the best chance of the three as well. Clinical build-up once again. She timed her run perfectly. All the time in the world. Perhaps the wrong decision to just toe poke it first time when she could have gone round Mary Earps. Albeit any touch would have, of course, made the angle harder. But Kerr will be really, really disappointed, and you can see how baffled Emma Hayes is that her star striker hasn't been able to convert three very good chances in the opening 15 minutes. But it remains Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Sam Kerr has 7 goals in the FAWSL. Just to set the scene once again, Manchester United top of the table, Chelsea in second place. 3 points separates the sides. Chelsea have got a superior goal difference, so if they win today at Kingsmeadow, they'll go top on goal difference. If they lose, there'll be a 6-point gap between the sides, albeit Chelsea do have a game in hand. G to Harder. Cuthbert trying to make her way into the box. Here's Fran Kirby. The cutback was intended for Cuthbert. Really impressed as ever with how unselfish Chelsea's forwards are. Constantly aware of their surroundings, but Manchester United could have a break on here. The ball was too strong. Chelsea last time out, the only game in the FAWSL, unfortunately, due to COVID-19. They thrashed Reading by 5-0. Manchester United's last game, 6-1 over Bristol City. Heath scored twice. Galton got a brace as well. Millie Turner and Jess Sigsworth on the score sheet too. G with a dangerous ball. Bright has to deal with that. Berger doesn't get too much distance on it. Bright will have a second opportunity to at least put the ball out of play. Chelsea just hungrier in midfield at the moment. Too strong for Kirby. Stoney, who you saw a moment ago, was keen to apologise for a number of Manchester United players who went to Dubai during the festive period, along with footballers from other clubs as well, including Arsenal. There was a COVID outbreak as a result. It didn't affect Manchester United, but Stoney still emphasised the responsibility of players during the pandemic. Luckily, there is a full programme for game week 11 in the FAWSL. Manchester City have already beaten Aston Villa 7-0. The late kickoff incidentally live on FA Player. West Ham United against Spurs. Alex Morgan, remember, has returned to the United States, whereas Manchester United still have their Americans. Kristen Press, who has barely touched the ball, leading the line in a 4-2-3-1. Tobin Heath on the bench, perhaps just nominally. If you are just joining us, Heath originally was missed off the team sheet, suggesting there might be a problem. She did not warm up with the visitors. But Manchester United did release a graphic stating she is officially on the bench. We still haven't seen any sign of her, though. One of those where it will almost certainly, and perhaps first even, regardless of the result, be put to Casey Stoney after the match. So we hope to learn more over the coming hours. Ji, the South Korean, nice idea, but Kerr had checked her run. Cuthbert, though, hasn't given up the ghost. "20 minutes gone at Kingsmeadow. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Chelsea have had 3 wonderful chances through Sam Kerr, but Manchester United, in a perverse way, therefore, will be the happier of the two sides with almost a quarter of the game gone. United have also been a devastating second-half team this season. That Manchester derby that I was talking about earlier, they were equally a little bit timid in the first half and fell 2-0 down, only to press a bit more from the front, play with a little bit more rhythm and width in the second half. And they ended up fighting back brilliantly to draw that game 2-2. And in doing so, protect their unbeaten run. Neither of these teams has lost a game. Chelsea have won 7, drawn 2. Manchester United have won 8, drawn 2. Galton on the ball. Not too much space to work with alongside Smith. Onabache wanted a square ball, but instead it goes diagonal. And just skips out of play before Hansen can get to it. Midway through the first half, Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Emma Hayes, like many of us, fooled by the conditions. Thick coat and scarf out, and then suddenly it's blazing sunshine. And within a matter of seconds, the sun dips behind the clouds and you need the scarf again. Half-time at the Medeski, Reading 1, Arsenal 1. That's a good result for both of these teams if Arsenal do drop points. Birmingham Brighton 0-0 half-time as well. Everton Bristol City is just finishing 4-0 at the moment to Everton, that full-time from earlier. Manchester City 7, Aston Villa 0. Cuthbert spinning around and wins a free kick. You can just see in the far right corner of your screen a frustrated Casey Stoney who didn't agree with that decision. Battier, Amy Turner. Back to Earps. Made one very strong save, standing tall to deny Sam Kerr. The other two, Kerr couldn't hit the target. Lurpols. Out to Harder. Galton storming back, showcasing her defensive skills and positional sense. And that's a corner which Cuthbert will take. Harder and Kerr at the moment, lingering around the penalty spot. G totally unmarked on the edge of the area. Kristen Press needs to keep an eye on her. Cuthbert's corner. Kirby in the 6-yard area, not the best delivery. Hansen will be able to get her head to that.
Sorry. One more.
Full time now between Everton and Bristol City. Everton have won by 4-0. So United and Chelsea 1 and 2. Arsenal with a 1-1 draw in terms of the live table. Third on 23 points. 4 points off Manchester United. And they don't have a game in hand. And Manchester City fourth in the table on 21 points after that resounding victory. Everton 5th, Reading 6th at the moment. Hansen up against Anderson. Decent ball in, press. Instinctive shot on goal as she was sliding backwards to the ground. Always looked like she was going to jab the ball wide. Did well though to react to the deflection, control it just above the knee and then get a shot away. And if that was on target, I'm not sure Ann-Katrin Berger would have had it covered. 2 yards wide though. Press's first sniff on goal. Difficult for Press at times because she's often been asked to play a little bit out of position and has been in and out of the side as well. This is just her 6th start in the FAWSL. Hansen got there first. Heavy touch though, not much else she could have done with the ball in fairness. And safely into the arms of Berger. Cuthbert for Chelsea. 3 players around her though, so forced backwards. G. Cuthbert once more. Manchester United getting deeper and deeper, which means that Bright can actually cross over the halfway line. Harder works it to the right-hand side. Fran Kirby. Clever in so many senses there because she thought about dummying that. She realised Harder was behind her, but just caught between 2 options. But Chelsea still threatening inside the area here, and that needs a very solid save at the near post from Kirby's cross shot by Mary Earps. And it's another Chelsea corner. Home side knocking on the door. Kirby could have potentially cut that back, and then any kind of touch from Kerr, if she could have got there first, might have resulted in the opening goal. Cuthbert again to deliver. Chelsea starting to dominate. Press half clears. Kirby fires it against the post, and it must be forced in, and it is. Chelsea have the opening goal. Their pressure is rewarded, and it's their record signing, Pernilla Harder. Her 4th goal in all competitions. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. Super delivery by Cuthbert in the build-up. Header was cleared off the line initially by Amy Turner. Kirby fired it so unluckily against the post. And there was Harder, despite, again, the valiant efforts of Turner on the line. Ladd also was back there, but despite the crowd, Harder able to force it through. And Chelsea have a deserved lead by 1-0 with just under half an hour on the clock. Well, it's safe to say that Chelsea deserve that. They've had a number of chances and been in very threatening positions, but Manchester United trying to strike straight back, press, well defended by Bright. 15 minutes to go until half-time here at Kingsmeadow in the sun. Pretty breezy though, you can see those Champions flags behind the main stand swirling around. Now Manchester United need to think about whether to open up a little bit more and take up more expansive positions, or just continue what they're doing and at worst get in just a goal down at half-time. Very similar conundrum for Stoney in that Manchester derby, where Manchester United, right on the stroke of half-time, did add a second goal. Harder, 4 goals in all competitions, 3 have come in the FA WSL. As Press tries to win a corner there, Bright takes a swing at it. And the officials believe that the ball wasn't out of play, so that will just be a Manchester United throw-in on the far left-hand side. After this, Manchester United play Birmingham City and Reading, both at home. Games they will expect to win. And then they have a tough Manchester derby in the middle of February away at Manchester City. Another key game in the race for the title. Grunen. Cuthbert was hungry to try and win the ball back, but Toon was able to track back. And now Batya to Toon again. Leupolz was there. There's just no space for Manchester United in midfield at the moment. There's the goal scorer, Pernilla Harder. Record signing in the FA WSL, having joined from Wolfsburg. Amy Turner to Millie Turner. Amy Turner took up a great position to try and prevent the goal. Did manage to, originally from Cuthbert's corner, head the ball off the line. And then got something on it as well as Harder drove the ball into the back of the net. It may actually have hit her hand in part, so it would have been interesting to see whether or not, had the ball not gone in the back of the net, how the officials reacted. Hudson, who's floated over to that left-hand side now. Chelsea happy just to get distance on their clearance and try and use the pace of Kerr and Kirby. Testament to both, really, that Bethany England is not in the side. And also didn't start last time out either in that 5-0 victory away at Reading. Galton for Manchester United. Spreads the ball out to Hansen on that left-hand side. Tries to lay it into Toon. Press. Chelsea one offside. No flag's gone up. Berger made the save anyway. Finally, the official does put the flag up. And again, that is the correct decision, at least in terms of the angle we saw in real time. Eriksson, Chelsea's captain. Galton immediately putting pressure on her. Anderson did well to control that ball. Up towards Cuthbert. Toon, first time in a nice idea as well, looking for press. Eriksson, though, away with the ball for Chelsea. The diagonal to Kerr was a little bit under hit, but G picks it up. Dinks one forwards to Cuthbert, who's in plenty of space. Kerr had to watch her line. Back to Harder, and Kerr has been adjudged to be offside. Chelsea's last home loss, as it's clear that Kerr was a good yard and a half offside. Came in January 2019 in the FA WSL by 3-2 at home to Birmingham City. They have also lost outside of the FA WSL at home, including to Reading in the FA League Cup. That was a 1-1 draw, and then Chelsea were defeated 4-2 on penalties. Just a reminder, in the live table, Chelsea top, level with points on Manchester United if it stays like this, but a head-on-goal difference, and crucially Emma Hayes' side have a game in hand. Long, long way to go though. Bache up against Cuthbert. Anderson trying to get a foot in as well. G will pick the ball up, can't set off Cuthbert's down that left-hand side. And now here's Galton in lots of space down the right-hand side for Manchester United, up against G. Didn't get enough power on the ball for a meaningful cross to a teammate, but is able to win a corner. Leah Galton, who joined in 2018 from Bayern Munich, a former sky blue player as well. And Galton spoke in the build-up just how much of an influence in the dressing room both Press and Heath have been since joining Manchester United. She said that they've raised everybody's game, and Galton is having an excellent season so far. Galton to deliver this corner. Eriksson will half clear with her head. Fell to Grunen, who was trying to create some space to shoot, but Chelsea able to comfortably once again clear their lines. Manchester United, though, finishing the half a little bit like they started it, with a bit more purpose in the final third. Chelsea will naturally be glad to have got a breakthrough after being the dominant side in terms of chances and possession, but United won't be too despondent when they look back at the first 45 if it stays 1-0 at half-time, because Sam Kerr has had 3 excellent chances as well. And United maybe a little bit lucky it's only 1-0 as Toon will spread it through to Hansen! And a flag goes up. It is offside. That looked tight. The goal is disallowed. Toon, who hasn't had too many opportunities to run at Chelsea's back line centrally, doing really well here. Thread it through, and that's one of those that needs VAR. Hansen looked just about level. Very, very tight. The official on the near side, though, quick to put up her flag, and the goal will not stand. Manchester United fans, coaching staff and players, though, will want a closer look at that one. Kirsty Hansen, though, denied. The Manchester United player is nearer the official, and as we saw from that replay, her hand is sticking out, but that's not a part of the body that she can play the ball with. So then when you judge it only on legal parts of the body, Hansen looked pretty much level. There is no VAR, though, in the FAWSL. Credit to the official for making a decision quickly and confidently. Hopefully we'll get another look at that replay to try and determine whether or not Hansen can feel aggrieved, or if the official on the near side was eagle-eyed. But it remains 1-0 to Chelsea. Lad for Manchester United, press. Onabache, the Spanish defender. Galton trying to muster space to deliver a ball and whips that one into a dangerous area. Chelsea half clear at the near post. Press, using her strength and trying to go all the way into the box. Eventually Anderson was just able to shepherd her off the ball, and the goal scorer Harder back as well to retain her side possession with 3 minutes to go until the break. Harder's goal on 29 minutes. Cuthbert's corner. Kirby hit the far left-hand post. It fell back to Harder, and she was able to smash it low into the centre of the goal, despite the fact that Amy Turner was on the line and got a piece of the ball. Manchester United have responded well, though, since falling behind. G with not the easiest ball back to Berger, and Press was trying to chase her down. It might mean Manchester United can pick it up about 30 yards out, but Bright just happy to smash that one long in the direction of Kerr. Cuthbert will pick it up and get a second opportunity now to put the ball on the deck in midfield. She found G. Harder in space, firm effort. Ooh, and it was almost fumbled by Mary Earps. Thankfully, from Manchester United's perspective, it was straight at the 27-year-old goalkeeper. And having taken the venom out the ball first time, she was able to gather it at the second time of asking. Heart-in-mouth moment, though, because Earps was stepping back and didn't originally seem to know exactly where the ball was going. Her blush is spared, though. An entertaining first half. Harder the difference between the two sides. Sam Kerr has had 3 excellent opportunities as well, and Manchester United have had a disallowed goal through Kirsty Hansen. Very, very tight offside call. Battier again. Can't work it into midfield as Leupolz tries to create one more chance for Chelsea before the break as we are about to head into added time. G to Kirby. But now press, and there's numbers forwards here for Manchester United, particularly on that right-hand side. Toon wanted the ball played a little bit earlier, and Galton as well was surging forward into the box. Looks like there'll be no added time though, and that will do us for the first half. Chelsea will be pleased they've made a breakthrough, but disappointed they haven't killed off the game. Manchester United will be aggrieved because a disallowed goal for Kirsty Hansen that could have seen them draw level was ruled offside. It looked very, very tight. Pernilla Harder, though, is the difference between the two sides in this top-of-the-table clash. Half-time at Kingsmeadow. It is Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0.
I'm Beth Mead, and you're watching the FA Player.
Oh, that's a once-in-a-lifetime goal!
I'm Tash Harden, and this is me.
When the ball is at her feet, there is only one outcome.
Chelsea know that with a victory today, with the other games all being postponed, it is an opportunity. Kirby in behind at the flag, stays down, a chance for the opening goal, no mistake. Chelsea have taken the lead, 15 minutes on the clock. And Fran Kirby celebrates.
It's a bit of a hopeful one, straight down the middle with a flick on from Sam Kerr, and obviously Fran Kirby in the right place to get on the end of it, and then driving in, making really good decisions here. Obviously she's unopposed from a defensive point of view, but she still has to beat the keeper.
Mitchell gives it away to Kirby, again bearing down on goal for a second, this time no mistake. And Chelsea have doubled their advantage after 22 minutes. And this is turning into the Fran Kirby show.
Paul, you took the words out of my mouth then, because it is going to be, you know, the Fran Kirby show right now. Really good finish, left foot. She sees Grace Maloney coming out, sees the space on that side of the goal, and what a great finish.
Reading just creeping forward, trying to catch Chelsea offside. Kerr keeps it in, and Kirby's there, and that is the hat-trick. The flag stays down, and Chelsea have scored a third, and Kirby has a first-half hat-trick.
Great delivery, because it hangs up, doesn't it? It gives Kerr time to get on the end of it here and create one-touch backwards pass into the central of the 6 yard.
The corner is floated in towards Kirby again. Can you believe it? That's another goal. And it is Fran Kirby with her fourth.
She's on fine form, isn't she? Look at that, pinpoint header. Great delivery, lots of pace on it, so she just needs to redirect it, which she does particularly well.
And again, Chelsea coming forward with Harder. Blunder with a chance to cross, looking for England at the far post. It falls for G. This is a chance for G, and this is a goal for G. And Chelsea have a fifth.
What a great technician she is. G just flicks it up with her right foot, gets the timing right, waits for the ball to bounce, times it really well, good power, and back of the net again.
All right, guys, this is it. It's time to work out what is the best breed of dog.
Winner stays on.
Winner stays on, yeah. Beagle v Dachshund. It's a very good looking Dachshund, I must admit. The bow tie is really throwing me. I don't feel like the Beagle's made much effort here. so the dachshund goes through.
And this handsome chap is even dressed in his club colours. The King Charles just looks a bit sad. Buddy's the best, so he's going through.
The Springer Spaniel v the Corgi.
Do love a corgi.
Springer Spaniel, they're a bit
Manic.
yeah, like they're
Full of
lots
energy.
tame. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the cute Corgi.
Got the Labrador versus the Chow Chow. Most people in the country have Labradors. The Chow Chow, I can't say I know much about them other than their blue tongue. I think we're gonna put the Lab through.
Bulldog v Dalmatian. I know lots of people have bulldogs and they've kind of come back into trend as such.
Yeah.
But the Dalmatian, I just feel like happy-go-lucky. I'm going with
Dalmatian.
the Dal.
We have the German Shepherd, which they work in the police.
Yeah.
They are very loyal. For me, I'm not bothered about yappy dogs. So for me, the German Shepherd
Again, good
has
choices,
made it
good
cut
choices.
through.
Little girl who I do recognise and most of you might recognise as Nala. Get what you see with the little Westie. So Nala, congrats.
She's made it.
You made it
the
through.
cut. I feel like Jack Russells have just been around so long. We're going to go for the
I think we got quite. I'd have to
Cockapoo.
agree. I think I'd agree with most of your decisions there. I can't afford a royal dog, but you can. So, congrats, Flo. You made it. You made it, babes. You're in the semi-final.
I mean, I think it goes without question that my first official child of mine is going to take
Official dog
the
child.
spot. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to bow out to my king
The king.
at the top.
Dalmatians are beautiful dogs.
And in the right family, they do make such a happy home. And
I will put Dalmatian.
look at that, I persuaded
I will
her.
listen.
And you went for, sorry, Nala.
Sorry, Nala.
There's so much to this dog to bring. This is hard. I'm going to go with my gut and I'm going to put the Cockapoo through.
I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to sway with. Flo, congratulations, little dachshund. You are through to the final.
I don't even need to say anything likewise. I think he's taken the crown. Loving wise, they're just the best cuddly, furry companions you could get.
In case you haven't guessed it, Flo belongs to me. She's always going to be winner. She's already above Buddy here, so she might as well be the champion.
Oh, would you look at that? Buddy made it first.
So it looks like we're never going to be able to pick a winner, so we're going to let you guys decide who's your favourite.
Okay, it's time for you guys at home to have your input into the show. Let's welcome back Georgia Stanway, who's in the hot seat for our social media questions this week. And she's also, as we can see, joined by Marlo. Love it. Marlo, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey. All right, both of you, you ready? Question number one, Georgia and Marlo. If you weren't a footballer, what would you be/do?
I think for me, I've always got to keep busy. So I definitely couldn't work in an office. So it'd have to be either a PE teacher or in the army or in the police or something to keep me active.
Question two. Is Sam Lewis as goofy as she seems in real life?
Yeah, Sam's one of my really good mates. I get on really well with her. Yeah, she's funny because she's so good at everything. She's one of them people that just walks into the room and she can light up the room. She's unbelievable off the pitch. She's unbelievable in the gym. And we could be lifting and then she walks in and she just lifts it and basically like throws it up to the roof.
With one finger.
Yeah, with one finger. Just coming to say hi.
I've got to say, your multitasking skills are unreal. Talking, Marlo's doing his own ledge. Okay, question number three then. Who's your roommate in camp?
In England camp, I room with Leah Williamson. I've roomed with her since the very, very start. I really enjoy rooming with her. She's the messy one, and I'm the one going around tidying all of her stuff. And then she goes, "Oh, Georgia, where's my kit?" And I'm like, "Oh, Leah, it's just folded over there." But no, she brings all the snacks, and I bring all the toiletries. So we've got a good relationship going on.
Right, we've got to say as well on that one, we had a few questions come in. I need to ask you, have you two made up? Because last time we saw you having a row on the pitch.
I knew this was going to come up. Yeah, I remember in the game, we was just toing and throwing. She was pushing me, I was pushing her, and we had a bit of argy-bargy. And I remember turning around mid-game and being like, "Leah, like, what are you doing?" And she just like looked at me and she went, "It's you." And I was like, it's not me, it's you. So we had like a little bit of a tiff. But no, we're sweet. As soon as the game was over, we both just looked at each other, and it's one of them where you try and be angry with them and then you just start laughing.
Question 4, what would your old teachers say about you? It'd
probably all be positive, you know. At school, I was deputy head girl. I got all my GCSEs. My teachers loved me. Definitely teacher's pet. Basically, I was from an area, and I must have been the only girl that like enjoyed sport. And I remember every end of term award. He's crying. Every end of term awards, I remember just repeatedly getting the PE award. I was like, that's all I must have been good at.
Right, question number 5 then. Is there a sports icon that has influenced you in any way?
Yeah, growing up, I was a massive fan of Alan Shearer. He was like my idol growing up. I remember the first thing I had of him was the silver shiny match attack. And I remember as a kid, I took that absolutely everywhere. I remember even taking it to my first England camp. And then I got to about 15 and I was like, okay, I can't carry this around any longer.
Amazing. Right, Georgia, thank you so much for your time. Now, I'm sure you know, but last week we had Fran Kirby on the show and she went on and scored 4, all right, at the weekend. And we're not taking credit for that.
Nah, no
right?
way.
Not at all. Not at all. A little bit, but yeah. We're expecting the same from you this weekend, by the way. No pressure.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Good luck, Georgia.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Beth Mead, and this is Quickfire Teammates. Loud. Dancer. Small. Oh, Scottish. Rodeo. Dutch. Fashion. Cute. Annoying. Bouncy. Snake hips. Football girlfriend. Quiet. Baller. Goat. I'm trying to say she'll get me if I say something bad. Prankster. CB buddy.
My ultimate 5-a-side team would be, drum roll please, no I'm just kidding, Karen Bardsley in goal, because she's just the ultimate shot stopper. It's a really hard choice between her and Ellie Roebuck, but for terms of experience, we're going with KB. I have to put Lucy in my team because she just is a champion. We're gonna go with Jessie Fleming in midfield, my Canadian teamie. Caroline Weir with the left foot. That's 3. One more. Who do I have up top? I feel like I need to go with Chloe Kelly, 'cause she's in form. She's on it. So we have a heavily city-sided 5-a-side team so that you can expect anything else.
I'm Tash Harden, and this is me.
When the ball is at her feet, there is only one outcome.
I'm Danielle van der Donk, and you're watching the FA Player.
I'm Beth Mead and you're watching the FA Player.
On the near side, and having seen a replay at half-time, it is very tight. Hansen might have been fractionally offside. It's one of them where Manchester United fans will feel like it should have gone to VAR, which isn't in existence in the FAWSL yet. Chelsea fans breathing a big sigh of relief. Kristen Press leading the line in your picture at the moment, rubbing those hands because it is obviously a little bit colder than when we first started. There was bright sunshine at kickoff. Maybe she will have a substitute pair of gloves provided in the second half. Emma Hayes has got gloves but has taken them off, has had a scarf but has taken that off. Swirling conditions, but it's almost autumnal, and we've had a good spectacle in this first half. Sam Kerr's missed 3 good chances for Chelsea as well. It doesn't appear that there's been any changes at half-time. So underway for the second half. Tobin Heath on the bench for Manchester United, but she didn't oddly warm up with the side, which might mean she's just making up the numbers in case of an absolute emergency. We wait and see. One thing's for sure, if it stays at 1-0 to Chelsea and Heath is fit, she should surely be one of the first names to be introduced. So we'll learn very quickly as to whether or not Heath is down simply by name, or if she is in fact able to play. Lots of speculation because she was named in a Manchester United graphic on the bench, but then she was not on the official team sheet. Manchester United then said that was a mistake. So we wait and see. If Heath is not the attacking player to be introduced, there's the very talented Lauren James as well. And Chelsea, of course, with an array of talent on their bench too, particularly Bethany England, who, along with Magdalena Eriksson, was presented with a trophy to mark 100 appearances for Chelsea before the match. So Ben Jacobs with you, full match commentary here at Kingsmeadow, available on FA Player. Remember earlier, Manchester City moving to 4th place, as there we see Heath. First time confirmation, therefore, that she is part of the side in terms of actively warming up and available. And again, that may sound an odd thing to say, but a lot of confusion pre-match when she did not warm up with her teammates. And we didn't see her in the first half either. But based on that shot, she is available for selection. Let's see whether she's introduced if the scoreline stays as is. But as I said a moment ago, Beth England and Magdalena Eriksson getting that accolade, 100 appearances, and England being kept out of the starting 11 by an informed Kirby and Kerr. Both of those players preferred in the starting lineup for the home side, as they were in a 5-0 victory against Reading away from home last time out. No surprise, really, from Kirby's perspective, because she scored 4 goals against her former club in that game. Chelsea and Manchester United, the top 2. Arsenal 3rd, drawing 1-1 at the moment, away at Reading. And Manchester City thrashing Aston Villa 7-0 in the early kickoff. That game was 6-0 at half-time. Kirsty Smith to take the free kick down the line, picked up by Galton. That wasn't the strongest of clearances by Bright. Galton, though, crossing into no woman's land. Red shirts were lacking in the box. And Katrin Berger, as she was in the first half, in absolutely no rush. She finds Harder. G. Earps on the ball, who made a couple of decent saves in the first half, particularly one hit centrally from just inside the box by Kerr. Stood tall and made the block. Kerr, though, will be really disappointed. She's put 2 wide of the target from close range, and one where she created space brilliantly. She did hit firmly with plenty of intent on target, but just one of them where, had she just got her angles a little bit wider, she could have guided it with far less power into the corner, and Earps wouldn't have stood a chance because she was grounded. It was hit centrally though, after excellent build-up play and pace by Kerr, and Earps made the save. So Pernilla Harder's goal is the difference between the two sides. Harder's also had a long-range effort from the edge of the area, which was almost spilled by Earps, but she gathered the ball at the second time of asking. Harder brings that down on her shoulder and just guides it into the path of Kerr. The Elder, incidentally, to end that failed attack, which results in a Chelsea throw-in with a rare venture forward. She does love to get on the overlap, but we really haven't seen too much of her. She scored 2 goals against Manchester United, and Mjelde on the ball at the moment now, and that is a dangerous cross which needs dealing with by Millie Turner. 2 Turners in the back line for Manchester United, Amy Turner and Millie Turner. Amy Turner almost able to prevent the goal. She cleared a ball off the line from Cuthbert's corner. Fran Kirby then hit the post, and then Harder smashed it into the net. But Amy Turner did get a piece of it on the way through. Cuthberts to deliver as Chelsea look to double their lead. It pings around a little bit in the area. Millie Bright, of all people, almost getting the shot away. Harder will spread it to G on the far left-hand side. Bright has stayed up. Leupolz is on the edge of the area too. Curl's ball to G, though, was a little bit too strong. And Eriksson is going to have to mop this up under no pressure. Much like for large periods of the first half, Manchester United forced back, even though they do love to press in that final third. And surely it's only a matter of time before, if she is fit, we see Tobin Heath. But here's Press, United's other American. Needs to get further forwards though. Started that attack in an unthreatening position, but it is worked well to Smith. And now Toon, Galton. Manchester United felt that Galton was caught from behind there by Cuthbert, but play continues. Ella Toon, Grunen possibly trying to dummy that, although there was nobody in front of her. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt rather than putting that down just to a miscontrol. Both of these sides are unbeaten. It finished 1-1 in the season opener the last time they met. And in that game, Chelsea also took the lead in the first half through Sam Kerr, and Leah Galton equalised late on with 11 minutes remaining. So Manchester United will be hoping history can repeat itself and they can protect their unbeaten record. But crucially as well, if Manchester United draw or better, then they will either stay top at 1-1 or extend their lead at the top. Whereas a loss means Chelsea move top on goal difference with the two sides level on points, but Chelsea have a game in hand. Battier to Grunen. Battier continues her run down that right-hand side up against Anderson. Hansen, Ladd is really her only option. Grunen and Tuna in the box at the near post. Hansen doing well to muscle up against G there and win her side a corner when it looked like a lost cause. Kirsty Hansen, only 22. Scottish in terms of nationality with 4 caps, although she was born in Halifax, but her mum is Scottish. 3 goals last season, a tally that she has already matched at the halfway stage. Millie Turner is up at the back post. Ladd is there as well. Manchester United looking to strike early in the second half. It didn't reach any red shirts though. Nobody at the near post for Manchester United. Kirby on the counter-attack is shrugged off the ball by Battier. Ladd goes down in a challenge with Leupolz. And that will be a Manchester United free kick. The official Rebecca Welsh in quickly just to make sure that there were no afters there. And this might be a sign that Tobin Heath isn't fit, fully fit anyway, because Lauren James is going to be the first Manchester United sub. James, only 19, joined from Arsenal a couple of years ago. An established international, despite still being a teenager. So here comes James, and it's Kristen Press going off, so that will be a like-for-like swap. Press has struggled to get too involved. A couple of opportunities inside the box, but on both occasions she didn't time her run and was ruled offside. James offers a little bit more pace and direction. And it will also give Toon potentially the opportunity to also lead the line, or both of them play up front alongside each other. So there are options for Casey Stoney. James and Toon can be false number 9s or target women. Lauren James with 6 goals in the FAWSL last season. There's a snapshot that was always fading well wide from Ella Toon. But she should now have licence to play in a slightly more advanced position. Toon, only 21, joined from Manchester City in 2018. She has 13 caps for England. James has 11 caps for England, so two of the brightest talents as far as the national team are concerned. James, incidentally, making just her 5th appearance in the FAWSL. Only 1 start and no goals. The arrival of Heath and Press has limited her game time. Frightening young talent, though, who can make all of the difference in these kind of games. Just a reminder, Tobin Heath is on the bench for Manchester United. Almost an hour gone. Pernilla Harder's goal is the difference between the two sides here at Kingsmeadow. Mjelde, who scored 2 winners in 2 separate games against Manchester United before, and then Leopold's trying to hit that first time. Just has to shake off a bit of contact after the shot as well. No suggestion, though, that that would have been a free kick. I think in just swinging at the ball, she landed slightly awkwardly. It skies its way behind the goal. Leopold, who only has 1 goal in the FA WSL, and that came in the 9-0 rout over Bristol City. Longer the game goes on, the more Emma Hayes is going to have to think whether to stick or twist her side. Don't concede too many goals. 5, in fact, throughout the course of the FA WSL season, so they are always very confident with a lead. But Manchester United are going to have to start taking some risks as Kirsty Smith starts an attack which now finds its way to Lauren James, who interchanges well with Toon. James creates space, curls one into the far right-hand corner. Lauren James with an instant impact. It's her first goal in the FA WSL this season. And the 19-year-old brings Manchester United level in what might prove a vital goal in the context of the title come the end of the season. Manchester United are level, and in the live table, if you like, Manchester United are back on top of the pile, and what a finish that is. Toon and James, she looked up and put it in the one place that Berger simply couldn't get to. That is a wonderful finish. But at the other end, Chelsea looking to strike straight back with Harder. G, nimble-footed, and this is going to take a kind deflection to Kerr. There's no offside either, and Earps has to make another decent save. It was at a good height for her. Kerr will feel she should have done a little bit better again. A vital save by Earps nonetheless. Kerr almost seemed a little bit hesitant on that occasion. It was Ladd that gave the ball away to G. I wonder whether Kerr just thought the ball wasn't coming to her. And naturally you can forgive her to some extent because of the deflection. But when it finally did from that angle, you can see what a good opportunity it was. And for the 4th time in the game, Kerr has squandered the chance to get on the score sheet for Chelsea. Danger not over for Manchester United though. Kerr and Bright at the back post, Harder on the edge of the area. Mjelde is up as well. Eriksson too, the captain. G on the edge of the area. Chelsea looking to strike straight back. Kerr will be able to control the free kick inside the area, but Millie Turner was across really well and quickly too. James hoping to keep the ball in play, but she's run that out fractionally. Good decision though by the official, even though Casey Stoney waving her arms. Manchester United's manager did have a very good view of that. Here's the goal again. Excellent interchange on the edge of the area between Toon and James, and that is simply an outstanding finish. Best angle of the lot, that last one. You can see the outstretched arm of Ann-Katrine Berger almost anywhere else, and Chelsea's goalkeeper probably would have got a touch and turned that around the post. It's a wonderful, wonderful finish by the England international. And Manchester United back on level terms, 1-1, much like it was in the season opener between the two sides. The only real difference is United equalised late then and staunchly defended. Now there's a full half an hour remaining, assuming that we get a few minutes of added time. And United and Chelsea hungry for a winner in an open game. A point, not a terrible result for either side. It keeps Manchester United 3 clear at the top, and Chelsea, with the superior goal difference, do have a game in hand. Millie Turner let that ball bounce, and it falls to Fran Kirby. As a result, Kirby scores! She is in sensational form. Fran Kirby, clinical when it mattered. Her 5th goal in 2 games, 4 against Reading, but this, the biggest of the lot. Chelsea back ahead, Chelsea back on top for now. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1, and it's Fran Kirby. Timed her run perfectly. Millie Turner should not have allowed that ball to bounce. Amy Turner then couldn't get across, and Fran Kirby with the diagonal run. Excellent first touch to get the ball out of her feet, and a brilliant finish across the face of the goal from an angle that every time that ball rolled got harder and harder and harder, but Kirby was equal to it. And it's all smiles again for Chelsea. They lead Manchester United by 2 goals to 1. We have seen 2 excellent finishes in the second half. Very different finishes. One curled from distance with a whole heap of the spectacular. The other all about timing, pace and composure. Fran Kirby, thankfully well and truly back from a long time on the sidelines with pericarditis when she questioned her football career, but now full of energy and smiles. And just when it looked like Manchester United was starting to dominate, Chelsea strike at the other end. Kirby again, looking to get to the ball ahead of Smith, and she does so. Laid back now to Cuthbert, who was caught between a cross and a shot and couldn't pick out Kerr. Chelsea about to make a double substitution, just first going through the binder. What page is it that the tactics are on for Sophie Ingle, she's asking. No reaction from Casey Stoney in terms of her bench at the moment after Chelsea took the lead once more. United fans at home will just be screaming for Heath, and again, the longer it goes on and we don't see her, the more likely it is that she must have some kind of knock, which would also explain why Heath didn't start. Not that Stoney can be faulted for her first substitution in bringing on Lauren James, because James had that immediate impact and scored a wonder goal, but it was cancelled out quickly by Fran Kirby, and Kirby is on the move again here down the right-hand side. Not too many options on this occasion. Does really well to pick out Kerr, who could only get her head to it without any real opportunity to bring the ball down, and Ladd up to James for Manchester United. That's a really well-weighted ball. Galton almost able to get to it. Challenge coming in from Mielda. There's been a whistle here. Officials are just clarifying whether it was a clean challenge or an offside, and it looks like it's being given as an offside, which Just changes where Chelsea have the ball. Obviously, Ingle is still looking for the page that has her tactics on it, because the two Chelsea players about to come on, including Ingle, were ready, and the substitution could have been made during that offside, but play continues. But it will be a double substitution for the home side the next time we have a break in play. Pernilla Harder, Chelsea's opening goal scorer from close range, departing. Here is the goal, forcing it through. Amy Turner was on the line, almost blocked it. It may actually have hit the Manchester United defender's hand. Harder off, Sophie Ingle on. That's a defensive change. Bethany England is also introduced as well, having been presented with that accolade earlier for 100 Chelsea appearances. Sam Kerr, the player to depart. 4 opportunities for Kerr to get on the score sheet, unable to take any of them. Excellent runs on each occasion, particularly the 3 in the first half, but not the finish to match, unfortunately, for the Aussie. So now Beth England has a chance to shine late on and maybe kill this game off. And again, without sounding like a broken record, Heath Watch still on the bench, still not warming up. Looking less and less likely that she will be introduced the longer the game goes on. Full programme of matches in the FAWSL. Manchester City big winners earlier, beating Aston Villa by 7-0. Everton with a handsome victory as well over Bristol City by 4-0. As Manchester United can break down the left-hand side, Lauren James looking for another bit of brilliance to try and equalise again for Manchester United. Fierce effort as well. Slightly caught between options because Hansen was at the back post. Tried for that top right-hand corner. The angle, though, was all wrong. But Manchester United again threatening down the left. And having seen what James can do, and of course knowing her talent even before a ball was kicked this afternoon, Emma Hayes will be a little bit disappointed that she was given that much space. Nielda was backing off because I think she was expecting James to cut inside, and instead Lauren James chose to take it on her left foot from a tighter angle. Don't forget, all the games available on FA Player, both live, highlights, and you can even watch the full 90 again, all around the world. A number of people, particularly in America, might be waking up late and wish to watch again rather than only see the highlights. Shoulder content available too. Big result coming in between Reading and Arsenal. Reading holding Arsenal to a 1-1 draw, which is an excellent result for both Chelsea and Manchester United. Lauren Bruton scored early for Reading. Vivian Miedema equalised just before half-time. Arsenal suddenly struggling for goals of late, as again, we don't see much movement from Tobin Heath. Casey Stoney's going to have to clarify that situation at full time. Birmingham-Brighton 0-0. And it's half-time between West Ham and Tottenham. Tottenham leading by 1-0. Lucy Quinn, the scorer, 10 minutes before half-time. Leupolz, cheap free kick given away by Grunen. Just clipping the heels from behind. Another Manchester United substitution, Jess Sigsworth coming on. And I think that categorically tells us that Heath is just on the bench for show, and clearly something has happened as Hansen departs, which also explains why she didn't warm up with the team either. It may just be a stiff joint or a little niggle. Clearly nothing so serious that there's not a possibility she'll get a few minutes if absolutely urgent. But when you're 2-1 down and you've got a world-class player like Heath and you bring on James and Sigsworth, the other two attacking players on the bench, that would certainly imply that Heath is only there for an absolute emergency. And I'm sure that Stoney will say afterwards she is carrying some kind of knock. And was she not, she probably would have started a game of this magnitude as well. Grunen from deep for Manchester United. James now on the right-hand side, Sigsworth ahead of her, the other substitutes. Sigsworth started and scored Manchester United's last game, a 6-1 victory over Bristol City. Guro Wrighton about to be introduced for G as Chelsea make another substitution. Another defensive change as well, with less than 15 minutes remaining. Huge win this if Chelsea can hold on. They move level on points with Manchester United and they have a game in hand. Emma Hayes already checking her watch. Beth England trying to just loop one over Mary Earps and catch her by surprise. Never really made clean contact. First touch though was excellent, as was the little turn. Just rushed the shot slightly and the ball never came down, and that was why she sliced it. Mjelde couldn't quite link up with anybody on that right-hand side, and then Sigsworth on the counter-attack looking to use her pace. Berger quickly off her line. Aside from the goal, Berger hasn't had too much to do. And the veteran German, now 30 years of age, former PSG keeper and Birmingham City as well, has the foresight just to take the sting out of the game and waste as many seconds as she can. "12 minutes remain. Too early in the season, as both managers have said, to talk about this being definitive as far as the title race is concerned, especially with Arsenal and Manchester City also in it as well. But when Chelsea get ahead, they are very, very difficult to catch. And in the live table now, Chelsea 26, Manchester United 26. Chelsea would go top on goal difference. And to reiterate, they have a game in hand. Chelsea next play Manchester City in the League Cup quarter-final. That's instead of playing Tottenham. That Spurs game postponed. And then Chelsea go away to Bristol City, the bottom side, who are really struggling. Manchester United have home to Birmingham, home to Reading, and then away at Manchester City. Chelsea, incidentally, even if Manchester United equalise, are on course to go 31 unbeaten in the FAWSL. That equals Manchester City's record. Here's Fran Kirby. Cross just floats over the bar. I don't think that was what she intended. Sticks her hand up in apology to confirm that. Everybody in the game so delighted to see Kirby enjoying her football, fully fit and scoring freely. Passionate, aggressive, fast, clinical. And the difference between the two sides with 10 minutes remaining. Sigsworth wins her side a cheap free kick. Eriksson gives it away. So United, out of nowhere, have a set piece. And a chance for Millie Turner to come up. Amy Turner as well, just in your picture momentarily, has also made her way into the box. It's taken quickly down the right-hand side, though, to Lauren James, who should win a corner if that ball spins out. Manchester United now in a hurry, running out of time. James, though, didn't want to take the corner quickly. Grunen on the edge of the area. Galton and Millie Turner at the back post. Amy Turner at the near post. Sigsworth right on the line. In comes the corner, deep to the back post, just over the head of Millie Turner. It's punched clear by Berger. Picked up by Grunen. Galton, no real options, well policed by Bright. Galton does get across to the near post. And the elder felt like she had to deal with that, probably wise, even though maybe Berger could have fallen on the ball. It was an under-hit cross, but in a dangerous area across the 6-yard box. And United mounting a bit of pressure now with another corner, this time from the near left-hand side. Towards the back post, Millie Turner again was the target. Grunen won't get onto that. Everyone back for Chelsea. And Kirsty Smith will pick this ball up with plenty of time. Chooses instead to go back to Earps rather than move forwards over the halfway line. And as a result, Chelsea can take their shape. Well, as you can see, Tobin Heath not wearing boots. And that's why the camera team have panned up to show those soft trainers. Which confirms something we've been saying all game, which is Heath is clearly not quite fit enough or carrying some kind of knock, stopping her from arguably starting, but certainly featuring with Manchester United 2-1 down. No signs of warming up, didn't warm up with the side before the game, but is on the bench for seemingly emergency purposes. As Ladd is fouled by Leupolz, who's had a couple of those challenges now and maybe is a bit fortunate because they all add up not to go into the book. James back on that left-hand side, having filtered over to the right a moment ago. No real options. Chelsea are pressing really well. And that will be a free kick to the champions, who of course won last season under very unusual circumstances due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Manchester City were top of the table, but Chelsea had a game in hand and ended up winning the championship on points per game. Eriksson trying to pick out Cuthbert, that's overhit though. Every time we see Emma Hayes, she's looking at the watch, which means she's either got to get a bus home or she's starting to realise her side are almost over the line. Chelsea so strong at Kings Meadow, but this was a big, big test. Millie Turner shows excellent composure to nudge that with her head back to Earps under a little bit of pressure. Chelsea, who've got Champions League football to think about as well. They beat Benfica comfortably over 2 legs. So the games are coming thick and fast for Emma Hayes' side. Manchester United have certainly got a less congested fixture calendar. They're out of the FA Women's League Cup. And not in the Champions League either. Space now starting to develop as Manchester United susceptible on the counter-attack because they're pushing forwards for that equaliser. Cuthbert, Mjelde. Cuthbert once more. Hassled by 3 United players, able to find Bright. Home side keeping possession, managing the game at the moment, and Kirby's going to keep this in, but a flag goes up and she's offside. Pernilla Harder, who's since gone off, got the opening goal of the game. Lauren James equalised with a wonderful curling finish. Fran Kirby, though, with a fantastically timed run and clinical finish, currently is taking Chelsea top of the FAWSL in an excellent spectacle. It's a match between the top 2 that has very much lived up to expectations. United may be disappointed with the amount of attacking chances they've created, but they're up against a really strong defensive side away from home. So you can understand why at times they've been a bit more conservative. Here's Fran Kirby, looking for a second goal or potentially a teammate. It will be laid off to Sophie Ingle. Ingle just trying to curl it into the far corner as Berger is down. So this is of concern to Chelsea. Carly Telford is on the bench, their reserve keeper. Might just be a bit of cramp. I think Ingle, though, with that chance before, was just a little bit hesitant as to whether to put her foot through it or curl it. She just tried to guide it using the pace of the pass into the far left-hand corner. It was well wide in the end. Berger receiving treatment to the right ankle. Doesn't appear to be cramp based on the treatment she's receiving. Manchester City beat Aston Villa 7-0 earlier. You can watch those highlights very shortly on FA Player. The full match is available as well. Everton beat Bristol City 4-0. Bit of a surprise, Arsenal failed to win at Reading. Reading are having a decent season though, 1-1. Birmingham Brighton 0-0. Spurs still ahead away at West Ham by 1-0. And here at Kings Meadow, with a couple of minutes plus now some extended added time due to this injury to Berger, Chelsea lead Manchester United 2-1. There's the goal from Kirby. Made it look easy, but she was running at pace. She had the on-rushing keeper, knew exactly what she wanted to do. Big goal, even at the halfway stage of the season, in terms of the title race, which has 4 horses at the moment. But 2 of them that we are seeing this afternoon fast becoming the favourites, with Manchester City, even though they are free scoring, a little bit inconsistent at times. Chelsea win though does at least help Manchester City, because it means that the gap can't be either 27 or 29 points compared to 21. It's 26 at the top and City on 21, and City have, as I said earlier, in February got to play Manchester United at home. Kirsty Smith as we start 4 minutes of added time. Eriksson half clears. Ball just bounces though to Kirby. Manchester United couldn't get to it first, and Chelsea can just alleviate any danger and force United, if they are going to find an equaliser, to do so from very, very deep. Chelsea have been superb. Not much Emma Hayes' side could have done about James's finish, but they snuffed out any danger. They policed press well in the first half. Toon has looked a bit more lively when she's been able to link up with James. Sigsworth, the substitute, who can't get to the ball there, hasn't been able to create a chance either. The only thing that may disappoint Emma Hayes, although it won't matter if they win it, is some of the missed chances in the first half by Sam Kerr. This has been a performance of champions against a new contender in the FAWSL. Manchester United have shown enough despite defeat to suggest that they can match the bigger teams, as they did in that 2-2 draw against Manchester City as well. It's a tight league. Wrighton will just nudge Amy Turner in the back, and Manchester United, with 2 minutes remaining, can launch the ball forwards, but they're going to have to get a move on now. And that ball is going to bounce a bit awkwardly and go harmlessly out of play. Lauren James cutting a frustrated figure because she'd made an intrepid run down that left-hand side, but the ball was too strong and the bounce wasn't kind. And Chelsea in absolutely no hurry as Mielda down the line with the throw-in. England trying to get a foot on the ball. Kirby happy just to take this into the corner. Final 60 seconds. Chelsea in control. Is there to be one last twist? England, Kirby. Again, she'll just keep it in the corner. Brilliant control. James and Kirsty Smith trying to prod it away from her. Kirby, definitely a contender for Woman of the Match. Four minutes are almost up. Rebecca Welsh looking at her watch. But Manchester United will have one final free kick. They're going to have to get a move on because the 4 minutes are up. Late yellow card here as well to Guro Wrighton. Is there time even for this free kick? Injury time upon injury time. Manchester United are going to have to go route one. Earps to take it, everyone else pushing forward. Can Manchester United snatch an equaliser? This their final opportunity, almost bounces for Sigsworth. And Katrine Berger gathers the ball, and Chelsea beat Manchester United in a huge win by 2-1. Excellent spectacle. Pernilla Harder with the opener, forcing it in from close range. Lauren James with a sensational equaliser, curled into the far corner, having come on from the bench. But moments later, Fran Kirby timed her run and at pace dinked it over Mary Earps for one of the biggest goals she's scored this season. Kirby's in form, she's smiling, and Chelsea are back at the top of the FAWSL table on goal difference. Full time from Kings Meadow, and it's a champion's performance by Chelsea. They've knocked Manchester United off the top of the table. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1.